Are you homeschooling and you feel like everybody has it all together and has figured this out and you're still struggling? I have got some great wisdom for you because I've been where you're at. Hi, I'm Nancy Marie Peterson. I've been homeschooling for 20 years. I have 6 kids, and I have 5 that have actually graduated and have gone off to college, and I have still one left at home. But I want to share something. When I was making sourdough, it just made me think back to when I was learning how to make sourdough. I was struggling. I couldn't figure it out. Everybody else was getting on this bandwagon, and it just seemed so complicated. I'm like, I don't get it. I just quit and walked away. As much as I love sourdough, I just kind of quit and walked away because it just wasn't working. I was adding yeast to it. I was doing everything I knew how to do, and I was trying to research and trying to figure it out. And I could get my yeast to rise. I mean, like I had one part of it down, but I didn't have the rest of it down. And it makes me think back to when I first started homeschooling. When I first started homeschooling, I thought I had all the parts I needed. I had the curriculum, but I really was struggling. And if you're right now homeschooling and you're struggling and you're trying to figure this out, how does everybody know what they're doing and how are they thriving? I can promise you every day they are not thriving. You just need a few tools to figure it out. I'm going to just call it like it is. I'm not a guru when it comes to sourdough, but I have figured out a few things. So when I figured out you have to stretch your dough, like I didn't know that was a thing. I'm like, what do you mean stretch your dough? I backed away because sourdough looked too hard and too complicated. So does homeschooling some days. Some days homeschooling feels complicated and too hard. And that's how I felt about this sourdough. And so once I kind of thought, all right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to figure this out. And I learned from people. I looked at people who were doing it and I figured out what they were doing and how they were doing it. I asked a lot of questions. Well, what do you do it? So do you have to do it 4 hours? Do you have to do it the night before? You have to put it in the fridge. I mean, I was asking all those questions. Same thing you do with homeschooling. Ask questions. How do you do it? When do you do it? Got all this stuff. How do you do it? When do you do it? What does this look like? What curriculum do you use? What time do you do this? What do you do if I'm struggling with that? Hold on, I'm going to wash my hands. All right, clean hands. What I was lacking was just some tools, just some resources, and just some verbal help from people that have gone before and figured out this sourdough process. So as I started buying stuff, I bought this, really didn't need this, but I could get my yeast to rise. I started getting more things that really helped me. One of the things for sourdough, I love my little wand. I don't know what this is about, but I really like this when I'm doing it. Do I have to have it? No. There's a lot of parts of homeschooling you don't have to have everything that everybody says you have to have. You don't. But there are some resources that do help you along the way. And it's bigger than just curriculum. It's bigger than some of those components. It has to do with the practicality within your home because homeschooling isn't just school, it's homeschooling. So they kind of mash and they kind of go together, but they also sometimes repel because you're trying to do the home and you're trying to do dinner. And so what I want to encourage you is if you're on your journey to homeschooling and you feel like you just can't figure it out, it feels like everybody else has figured it out, I want to encourage you. That's how I felt about this sourdough process. I couldn't figure it out. But when I got some better resources, I learned that I had to pull it every 30 minutes. Now, if you don't do that, it doesn't matter. This isn't about sourdough. I finally cracked the code, and now, I probably need mittens, but now I'm able to actually make some amazing sourdough. And it took me walking away, which don't walk away from homeschooling. It took me, sorry, it just took me to persevere and me to ask people, veteran moms, women of wisdom that have done this before. How did you do it? When did you do it? All those questions. I started researching books. Back in the day, YouTube wasn't a thing. I researched books and I read as much as I could so I could figure this out. So I want to encourage you. If I can go from a woman who totally flopped in the sourdough process to making sourdough that looks like, okay, I know this isn't perfect, but it's pretty good to me, you can too. You can become the kind of homeschooling mama that you want to be. All you're lacking is just a few tools, a few resources, and I have a resource for you if you want it. It's in the link. You can get it. It's called Jumpstart to an Intentional Year. It's very simple. It's very doable, but it's just 3 different components that you're going to do one each day, and you're just going to walk through different parts of your homeschooling to just really get it off to a better start or jumpstart it from where you are and just get on a better path. And that's in the link. Because I know if you're like me, you just need a little bit of help. You don't need to quit. You don't need to give up. you just need to find a few resources that will help you do this better. And just ask people on your path, moms that you see doing it really well, ask them, how are they doing it? Research, watch YouTube videos, do all that, because homeschooling is so valuable. It's so important, and it makes such a huge difference. Like I said, I have 5 kids that have graduated, and they are doing amazing. They love God, they seek Him, and that was my heart's desire. With all this energy that I threw into homeschooling, that was my goal. I wanted my kids to know God and to love Him. And that's where we're at. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to enjoy my homeschool. I'm going to enjoy my homeschooling, but I'm going to enjoy my sourdough. And I just wanted to encourage you, because it made me think back to when I started doing sourdough and I flopped and I couldn't do it and I quit and I gave up, when I really tried harder and I asked specific questions and I asked people that knew what they were doing and I researched it and I figured it out. I was able to figure out sourdough. You can figure out homeschooling. Just ask more questions. Just start one step at a time. Do this course, read books, watch podcasts, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, but just don't quit, because I can tell you from this side of having 5 kids graduating, it's worth it. So hang in there, Mama. You got this. And always stay intentional. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.